emancipate yourself
from mental
slavery.
Yes.
None but ourselves
can free
our what? Given the knowledge that you have today about personal finance, if you had that knowledge before you started working, how different do you think your life would have been today? An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Liabilities is the opposite of asset. Anything that removes money from your pocket. Money is a commodity that you need for the rest of your life. Then naturally managing it becomes a life skill.
We save after taking care of all the expenses, but we should first save, then whatever now is left is what now
is what we'll use to
meet now the other obligations.
Yes.
Those people who are about to retire and those who have retired, these are not people who can afford to take risks. Create your dream, your goal, and have a number. If you believe it's going to work, you're going to see opportunities. If you believe it's not going to work, you're going to see obstacles. Emancipate yourself
from mental
slavery.
Yes.
None but ourselves
can free
our what? Given the knowledge that you have today about personal finance, if you had that knowledge before you started working, how different do you think your life would have been today? An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Liabilities is the opposite of asset. Anything that removes money from your pocket. Money is a commodity that you need for the rest of your life. Then naturally managing it becomes a life skill.
We save after taking care of all the expenses, but we should first save, then whatever now is left is what now
is what we'll use to
meet now the other obligations.
Yes.
Those people who are about to retire and those who have retired, these are not people who can afford to take risks. Create your dream, your goal, and have a number. If you believe it's going to work, you're going to see opportunities. If you believe it's not going to work, you're going to see obstacles.
They say, or rather, he sang and said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. And that's what we have been doing for the last 9 episodes, trying to free our mind and create a totally different mindset. It's not about riches, it's about wealth. It's about creating wealth, and it's about making sure that what you have, the talents you have transformed them into a bigger thing. As Andrew always takes us back to the Bible, he keeps telling us Moses was asked by God, what is it that you have in your hands? And that's what we have been trying to talk about and to expound on and to just discuss on what is it that you have in your hands that you can transform it into a bigger thing. We have gone through wonderful series, 9 series. Tonight is the 10th series on Metro Business Cafe. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michael Njenga. Remember, if you'd like to talk to us, you can SMS us on 0790 0790333. You can also use the same number to talk to us on WhatsApp. It's 0790000333. Tonight is the last episode that we'll be doing on Metro Business Cafe. Of course, we will be venturing into many other things after this. We'll also be trying to give you nuggets and what to do really. So it does not mean that Metro Business Cafe is over. No. We're just coming to an end of this set of series that we've been having. And the set of series have been on how to change our mindset. Our CEO,
Thank you.
Benson Wangi. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Mike.
We missed you on the last one, but
Yes.
we had Cyrus,
Yes.
who really
And it was
also
a
opened us.
good show.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And say hi to the
Yes,
viewers tonight.
good evening, our viewers. We are back. Thank you for joining us once again. I welcome you to our last live session. We believe it's going to be a very interesting one. And we look forward to sharing with you a lot of insights, a recap of what we have covered during our last 9 sessions. And again, we're looking forward to all of you having fun. Yes.
It's been a great journey. It's been
sure.
some wonderful times with all the 9 sessions.
Yes.
Maybe just what has been one of your highlights with the show?
I would start by saying, even personally, I've also learned a lot from Mr. Andrew, right from mindset, different ways of making money genuinely, about goals and goal setting. You know, the experience has just been overwhelming. Yes.
Last time he gave us talked about this guy who made me feel very angry. It's an imaginary guy. It's a story he was giving us. But at the end of the show, we were all very angry with that particular man. It's a man who comes home,
Yes.
Gets out of his car, gets into the house. While he's in the house, he has bought dinner and left his dinner in the car. So he gets into the house and he's playing with his car keys. And then suddenly, the lights go off. There's a blackout. Then he somehow the key flips out.
Yeah.
And it's lost somewhere in the house. But right outside, the street lights are on. So he gets out of the house, goes to the street,
Yeah.
and starts looking for the key there. And then one neighbor joins him, another neighbor joins him, almost like 10 neighbors who are helping him look for the key.
Yeah.
Then one neighbor is like, "Are you sure you dropped
Drop the
here?"
keys here.
And he said, no. I had the keys in the house. So he really made us feel so bad about that guy.
Yeah.
If he was a real guy, I would have given him a piece of our mind. But thank you. Thank you so much. Again, tonight we are pleased to have Edith Ogembo. Good evening and welcome. Tell us what you do and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening, viewers. My name is Edith Ogembo, and I work as a relationship manager at Metropolitan National Sacco. And my work is basically to build and maintain strong relationships with prospective and existing clients. Yes.
So let's say for those who are prospective clients, what are some of the key highlights that they need to know about Metropolitan National Sacco?
Well, we have very exciting products and services that they can benefit from. And we'll have time to take you through the products.
All
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Edith. Welcome. We're pleased to have you tonight. And of course, our very own Andrew Kibe. Mindsets, changing our mindset. Welcome. It's been a great, wonderful journey. 9 episodes, just opening our minds and, just trying to see life from a very different perspective. Remember, you told us if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will start changing. I used it somewhere yesterday, and they thought, geez, man, this guy. Karibu, say hi to our viewers tonight.
Thank you so much, Mike. Hamjamboni viewers. To me today it's a mixed feeling knowing that it's the last show, but at the same time I'm quite excited because of the feedbacks I keep getting. It's a blessing to have touched so many people outside there and changed their mindset for better. And so today I look forward to wrapping up what we're doing. And as Mike said, it's not the end of it all. More is still on the way to come. And just to point out on the story that Mike was talking about, it seemed like he lost it a bit. In that story, what I was trying to put across is, if Mike wanted to go and lynch that person, then he should start by himself.
Yes.
Because that's the problem all of us keep doing. We go outside to look for solutions when the solutions are inside. So the whole idea of tapping, or going from within, is what we're trying to change. When you do that, automatically your mind starts listening to that inner voice, and it never goes wrong.
Yeah. And you say it's in everything. It's from
Everything.
From work to family,
Yes.
to businesses, to everything. Start from within.
Very true. Like now, I'll give you a quick example. My daughter started school last week.
Yes.
So this weekend, she wakes me up and she says she wants to go to school. So I'm telling her it's a Saturday, Mom, you can't go. Like, no, Daddy, I want to go to school. So I said, okay, fine, let's go. So we went there, we go to the compound, she went to the playing field, she played around. So on our way out, she tells me I want to go to the washroom, so I take her. So she goes there for a short call. So when she comes out, I'm standing, there's several sinks, and I'm standing in one where I want her to wash the hands. And then she tells me, no, Daddy, that's not the best. That's the best sink.
Wow.
Now that's where the conditioning starts.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, wow, 1 week and you've already been conditioned that that's the best sink. You see?
Yes.
And that's why in the first episode, remember I told you about the statistics that NASA did. It said 98% of children think differently when they start in school. But when you're coming out of graduate, 98% think the same.
98%.
Think the same. When they're starting, 98% are thinking differently. And that's why I told you there's a flaw in our education system, because it teaches people what to think, not how.
So I'm told A is for apple.
Apple is.
That is what I've known.
Yeah.
And B is always for boy.
So it's been narrowed. That's why when they come out of there and they can't get job, they collapse. Because they've always been told, so many vijana
Namongeze pia bidii, mwisho wa kusoma mtapata kazi nzuri. So we are always conditioned that we have to study hard.
Yes.
Yeah. Dip our feet into cold water.
Yeah.
You know, do it throughout. And then at the end of it all,
You'll get
this
a job.
is what you'll get. Then you come out and realize that the field you are in actually is not what you expected.
Think about the changes that happen. You know, it's so strange. If you look at nature, everything is always evolving. So why are we still sticking with the old ways when we can see very well where we're heading? I gave you the example of parents who are still pushing the kids to be pilots. In 20 years' time, planes will be out of, you know, they won't need any person. But you still have a parent who's pushing based on the past. So they're not having that preview of what's coming in the future. And if our education system used to teach us how to think, it will be so natural for us to see ahead what's coming.
So what do we do now that we are kicking off with CBC? Ain't this the place that we should start changing the mindset?
Precisely. It all starts from that, even before they get to that CBC. And like I said, you as a parent, you are responsible for every area of your child. Now the mistake that we make is we assume the school will do everything. All right? So you tell me where school teaches communication. These days we don't even have debates.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes. No
Yeah,
longer.
that was something that was very vital, because it taught people without even them realizing. You get? Let's come to money. It's not even taught anywhere. Yet you'll need it for the rest of your life. Investments. You know, I was joking with someone the day before yesterday, and I was asking them, what's the difference between cryptocurrency and Jack Ma between a parent and a child. And this person thought and he said, cryptocurrency, those are financial complex things, I don't know. I said, okay, and Jack Ma? He said, Jack Ma is a person. And I said, okay, fine. What about from a child's point of view? And he told me, would a child know what a cryptocurrency is? I said, according to the child, these are just words. Cryptocurrency is just a word.
It's just a word.
Jack Ma is a word. So if the child can understand Jack Ma, John, Jane, Zawadi, why can they not understand cryptocurrency? It's a condition. So when it comes to investments, we have created a society that sort of believes there are certain people who are gifted when it comes to investments. So look at the number of Kenyans. How many people do you think understand the kind of investments they put their money into? That's why they have to go to third parties. Advise me. Why are you being advised? And everything is at your fingertips to read and understand.
You gave us, and I'll be coming to that point of investment. You give us an example where you asked me, if I open up a business, can I take that business today, give it to you, and just go and expect, profits?
Exactly.
Is that the same way with investing? Is
Exactly.
that the same way with when I take my money to Benson?
Yes. You see, if you take it to Benson and you do not understand what Benson does with that money, you have no clue. Why would Benson take advantage of you? So assume you didn't take time to understand, but me, I did. We give money to Benson and we lose it. Between me and you, who think will be very bitter?
Definitely you.
Yeah.
It will be you, because I took time to understand where he's putting the money. So by understanding or reading about that, I'm able to see the risks my money is going into. But you, on the other hand, you just gave your money trusting that Benson will deliver, and you walked away. So if you both lose, you will feel worse than I. Because me, I was coming from a knowledge point of view, giving him money. That's the idea.
Benson, so what is expected of me as for example, as a customer? I'm coming to you, I'm telling you, every month, I have this set amount of money, 20,000, 30,000.
Yes.
I'm just pumping the money into the Sacco. What is expected of me? Should I walk in and ask you guys, what's happening? What's going on? How are you investing with my money? What are my returns? How should my returns be? What is expected of me as a customer?
Yes. What I would like to confirm to you and also our viewers is that the way Saccos operate, including ourselves, is that we are guided by certain principles. And these are principles that have been there, since we started having what we call the cooperative movement. And again, we are also guided by the prudential guidelines. And what we are expected to do as an institution, we are supposed to avail information to our customers, even before they decide on whatever investments they would want to undertake with the Sacco. And also remember, when we started the show, we say now it has become a mandatory requirement for all Saccos, be it deposit-taking Saccos or non-deposit-taking Saccos. The deposit-taking Saccos are those ones that have forces like ourselves or the front office. We are required by law to avail information to our members at least once a year, so that they get to know what are these products we are offering, what are these services we are offering, what are the new developments in the industry. And once, in such forums, and once that information has been made available to all our customers, then it is expected that there will be that continuous engagement. Again, relationship management. That's where Nani comes in, Edith. And through that kind of interaction, we're able now to share as much information with our customers, and from the wide range of products that we do offer, then definitely members and our customers are able to make informed decisions. Yes.
It is, let's say, for example, I come to you as a relationship manager. I come to you, I want to put my money in a fixed deposit. First and foremost, do you have it?
Yes.
And then what is expected of me when I come to put my money in the fixed deposit? Because like you said, I need to know what you're doing with my money. How much am I going to get? What are the ups and downs, the pros and cons? How does it happen?
Well, we have competitive and flexible, fixed deposit accounts where you work in as a member and you have this amount you want to fix with us. So the interest rate depends on the amount and the investment period. Yeah, so you can fix it whether for 1 month, 2 months, 3, up to 1 year. So the longer the investment period, the more interest you get. Yes.
So, but do you take me through this? Do you, as a customer, do you take me through this? Like, for example, the benefits, I have $1 million shillings tonight. I want to bring it, I want you to hold this $1 million shillings for 3 months. What are my benefits? By the time I leave your desk, how would you change my mind that, no, let's not do it 3 months. Actually, let's do a whole year. And it's because of this and this and this.
Okay. When you come to me, I will offer personalized advice, build rapport, and take you through the benefits. Not only should you invest for 3 months, the more you keep on investing or rolling it over, the more interest you earn. Yes.
So you've been in this industry for quite a while.
Yes.
What are some of the mistakes as a customer for anything, any product that I'm coming for? What are some of the mistakes, key mistakes that you see, and you know that this is not the right way? I'll keep on insisting I want it this way, but you know this is not where what you should be doing. What are the key highlights on some of the mistakes that we keep repeating over and over as customers?
Coming to borrow without a plan. Yeah, you just walk in and you want this product. You have no idea about it. But most of the time we offer advice. If it's a salaried member, I will look at the payslip and give you information and tell you about how much you qualify for. But at times, if you keep insisting you want this amount and maybe you do not qualify for it, it messes up your finances because you hadn't planned for it. Yeah.
So plan.
Yeah.
We still fall back.
And I think, Mike, just to add on what Edith has shared with us tonight, I think the most important thing is taking back to some of the previous sessions that we have had, especially the goals and goal setting, again on investments, which again was the same message we shared with our viewers, especially on retirement. The first thing when you have a customer, for example, if you have $1 million shillings, and I've been chasing this $1 million shillings for the last 2 weeks, definitely there will be a lot of engagement back and forth, and that is what Andrew has said, that if you come and invest with us, one of the things that you'll be expected to do is that you need to do a lot of due diligence so that you get to know that will my money be safe when I put it in a fixed deposit account with Metro. So definitely in course of that back and forth, there will be a lot of information sharing. And in that process, I'll get to know, do you want to invest your money on short-term, medium-term, or long-term basis? And besides the fixed deposits, we also have what we call the term deposits. And part of it is what we call the call deposit. A call deposit, a fixed deposit, you'll come and place the money in an account which you run for, say, a fixed period, say 2 months, a month, 3 months, 365 days, or even more than a year, depending on what we shall agree. And obviously, the longer the investment period, then the higher the returns. Is that thing Nani Andrew informed us in one of the sessions, the risk-return trade-off.
Yes.
So the call deposits, say you have $1 million shillings right now. You are waiting for a certain deal to get to fruition.
Yes.
So what you're not sure of is when will this happen. So instead of coming and putting this money in a fixed deposit, which you run for say a month, and then in between you break and you forfeit all the interest, we should advise you put this money in a call deposit, and we'll compute interest on a daily basis. So until when now you need your money, say like 10 days from now, then we shall pay you the interest for the 10 days. And that is where most of us, the information that most of us don't have. So that you find even, some of us putting money in current accounts, and those current accounts, they don't earn any interest for you.
Yes.
But ultimately, again, this where the buck stops is at what is the end result that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
Remember we said when you're doing goals and goal setting, you work from, you work from the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you from the end.
Then now
coming to backwards.
Yes.
Because when you, for example, when you target to do, when you have an objective, for example, to build a house using your own savings, and you say 1 year from now, I would want to have accumulated so much so that I can be able to achieve my goal of building a house. Then now from there, once you come up with that objective, now you work backwards. That 1 year is when I need to have so much money. Then how much do I need to save today? So that, or rather I'll be saving after every 2 weeks, once a month, so that in the next 12 months, and have been able to accumulate.
I have accumulated this much.
Say 1 million shillings.
Yes.
Yes, that's the most important thing. And what we have done is that other than the relationship department, we also have some other guys in our offices, and these are, we are calling the customer service officers, as well as the business development officers, who are supposed to listen to our customers and give them advice. Remember, even Andrew shared with us some very important insight, especially on good and bad borrowing.
Yes.
And that is exactly what Edith has shared with us. We want our members, when they take loans with us, they go and undertake those investment projects that they have already projected to do so. Because the minute they're not able to do that, instead of us, all of us moving forward, some of us will be either moving sideways or will be left behind. You'll
be diverting.
Yes.
And we'll come back because I want us to quickly see some of the highlights, the key highlights that we've gone through the last 9 episodes. When we come back after the highlights, I would like to, there's a diagram you drew of a guy who's moving from point A and he wanted to go to Mombasa, and there's this road that he was using.
Okay.
Sure. Because when she spoke about when somebody comes to borrow, someone comes to borrow, and they're borrowing just, I've gone in there, I've seen my how much I've invested into the Sacco, and the Sacco tells me, by the way, you can borrow 3 times what you have here. And suddenly I have the urge to have that money, in my pocket, but I don't have the plan. Then again, we'll also go into good and bad borrowing. Viewers, thank you very much for keeping us company right here on Metro Business Cafe. I'd like us to just check out on where we've come from episode 1 to where we are right now. And remember, if you'd like to talk to us, our number is 0790 000 333. 0790 000 333 is our SMS line. You can also use the same number to WhatsApp us and talk to us. Tell us what you think. Ask your questions. I'm seeing so many people who are on. Thank you very much, Maggie, Princess. You say we're doing a good job. Karinga, I can see you're online. Leah, I can see you're online. Priscilla, I see you're online, and so many other people who are on. I'll also be taking some of your questions in just a while. But let's take a recap of from episode 1 to episode 9, what we have gone through and the things we have learned. Here it is.
We want to give our members the financial freedom they do require through financial literacy that is going to empower them. And once they're empowered, we believe we shall be able to build better lives together.
Given the knowledge that you have today about personal finance, if you had that knowledge before you started working, how different do you think your life will have been today? And given that you've learned something, what is it that you have done or are you doing to ensure that your children gain that knowledge before they start working? Money is a commodity that you need for the rest of your life. Then naturally, managing it becomes a life skill. What is your value per minute? The mind does not know the age. It cannot differentiate a child or a grown-up. So even those who are old understand that this is a changing moment for you. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. Liabilities is the opposite of asset. Your children, are they assets or liabilities? You know, kids will always be asking for things, whether it's school fees and all those things. So you can start planning early enough. But if you block your mind, no, how can you call children liabilities? You're shying away, you're running away from the reality of what is.
The hard truth.
What we normally do is that we save after taking care of all the expenses. But we should first save, then whatever now is left is what now
is what we'll use to
meet now the other obligations.
Yes.
So that now we change that narrative. Instead of saving what is left, we now commit what is left after saving.
After saving.
Yes.
So what you want to do is you want to start training your brain, your mind, your subconscious. The moment I receive money like this, the first thing I need to do is what?
You save.
Save.
Those people who are about to retire and those who have retired, these are not people who can afford to take risks. When the risk is high, you expect high returns. When the risk is low, you expect low returns. So the people who are about to retire or those who have retired, we say, don't go for risky things. So we tell your risk appetite needs to come down.
The key thing is we retire into. That's the most important message.
We retire into.
Yes, into something.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not just retire and then start something.
Yes.
We retire into.
We start now such that if you're retiring within the next 5 years, you'll be retiring into your business. Yes.
Please remember you're a creator. So from today's topic, create your dream, your goal, and have a number. Retirement has nothing to do with age, it's a number. So once you define that number, work backwards, you're not going to be distracted from anything around that. And then just to wrap up, like so far what we've covered, I want to repeat a quote that I started with in the first lesson where I said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Say that again.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We have created a system that makes children hate school because of certain things that children have to go through in school. If we can tweak it for them to see the value out of that, then you're going to implement automatically people having that thirst. How do you explain people love reading novels, but they hate chemistry?
Yeah.
It's a book with words.
If you would want to pray, I think we go to church. And there's a reason as to why that is the case.
Yes.
You don't go to the wilderness per se. That's why when it comes to money matters, I think we'll tell you that if you want the experts who are around,
Yes.
and the experts who are around and who you can access anytime, get to Metropolitan National Sacco.
If you believe it's going to work, you're going to see opportunities. If you believe it's not going to work, you're going to see obstacles. The decision is yours.
Thank you very much for staying with us. This is the Metro Business Cafe. That is just a recap of all the episodes that we have gone through. It's been a great, great, great journey from episode 1 to where we are right now. From being told that we stop chasing the cat and start attracting the cat, to learning on how to, by the way, stop talking totally, completely. Stop talking about rainy days, and to working from from at the end backwards. And Martin is watching, by the way. Martin,
Okay.
Martin is watching, and Martin is asking about the journey that you took us through. That there's this person who wants to move from, say, Nairobi or wherever else they are to Mombasa, and there's the road that they are using. And all the things that you did. Please take us through that particular topic.
Okay. So, Martin, thank you for your question. The whole idea behind that is trying to prove to you that we are creators. And you can either create through willingly or consciously, or you can create unconsciously. Now, the problem with the world is most people create unconsciously. As long as you're breathing, you're creating, because you're always thinking.
Yes.
All right? So the concept becomes, how do we bring this thing out for people to realize the power of the mind vis-a-vis what they want to achieve in terms of their financial freedom? So you ask someone, and this came from the 3 neighbors. It started with the 3 neighbors, if you remember. So we had neighbor number 1. That's not very good. We had neighbor number 1, neighbor number 2, and neighbor number 3.
Yes.
So the first neighbor did not know where he wants to go. So if you don't know where you want to go, it means you have no goal. You have nothing you want to achieve. And so if you have nothing you want to achieve, the mind will just sit there. Okay? Since you have nothing you want to achieve, it will go back to the default setting. And the default setting is the subconscious mind of how it has been programmed. So the way most people are programmed to think about finances is to complain. Hakuna, sina, haitoshi, pesa ni ngumu kupata. So those playbacks, when they're playing in your subconscious, they'll keep attracting the very same talks that are going on in your subconscious. So you'll never move forward, and you'll wonder why. It's because you're not tapping into your conscious to redirect, which goes back to the insanity definition. Right? So neighbor 2 has a goal. I want to retire by 60. Okay? But what is the plan? You can't just say you want to retire at 60 and that's it, then it happens.
And you end it at, I want to retire at 60.
Yes, nothing will happen. All right? So we talked about when you set a goal, you need a plan, and you'll also need this plan. You can sit down and write a very good plan. I mean, I see this a lot of people who coming out from employment going into the entrepreneurship space. So they have this idea of a business they want to do. They come and write a business plan, and it ends there. So there's a third step, which is taking the actions. And this is where now this neighbor we talked about. So this one has the goal, has the plan, and it takes actions. Okay? So we saw these people here are outside. Remember our cash flow quadrant?
Cash flow, yes.
So these guys, we said most of them are here. These ones here, we said are found on the left side. And these guys here, we said are found on the left. And we said financial freedom is where?
Goal with no plan is on the left side.
Hawa ni wale wa mtaani.
Wako tu.
Si utuachie leo ile unaacha. Ndio hawa.
Siku moja.
Okay?
Kuna deal tu itakam.
Siku moja tu. Tatafunguka. So those are the guys.
No plan, no goal, no plan.
No,
How do you explain someone who wakes up and sit somewhere kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni, Monday to Sunday, January to February to December? If you have a goal, you'll not do that. because your mind will push you, hey, you're supposed to follow up on this. Now, this is where we come. Okay? Now, remember we said this is where 95% of guys are. And this is where 5% of guys are. So this diagram, before I go to the one you want me to write for you,
Yes.
speaks volume about people who are looking for financial freedom. It says 100% can wish for financial freedom, but how many percentage will only attain it? 5.
Yeah.
And that's because they follow these 3.
Goal, plan, and then action.
Exactly. So now to emphasize on that is where now I came with my diagram. So I said, to try and make people see how this really fits into it,
Yeah.
I said, picture yourself here as a driver of this car. Okay? So you're in this car and it's at night. And you make a decision that you want to go to Mombasa, which is here. Okay? So number one...
In fact, Kevin is telling me, flip the page.
Oh.
Let's
Okay, okay. All right. It's fine. So you're here. So Kevin, imagine this is you.
Yes.
Okay? So the first question is, you've got inside the car. Where are you going?
Mombasa.
So that means Mombasa becomes your goal. Okay? So this is where you want to go. Now it's at night, and we created an imaginary road, right, that comes all this way. And even add another one here. Okay? Now, we said this road has potholes. It's a very rough road. Okay? Then we imagine somewhere there's another road that has street lights, very well lit. And the road is actually marked, very smooth.
So very smooth road.
Okay? Let's assume this one is also rough. So the question becomes, Martin, if you want to go to Mombasa, how do you move from here to here? Okay? So if you follow the 3 steps, you're going to tell yourself, number 1, I have the goal.
Which is Mombasa.
Which is Mombasa.
Yes.
What's the next step? I need to come up with a plan. So what is the plan? So the plan can be even the road map.
Yes.
So from where I am right now, or you can even use GPS, and it will show you what? This is
All
what
the
you're supposed to
coordinates.
do what? Okay, so the plan then comes, you're supposed to follow this road. But remember, this road does not have street lights. It's very dark.
It's a dark and lonely.
You're driving at night, and it's full of potholes. Right? So the plan is there, GPS, or you have the map. Okay, so we have the second one, which is plan. Sorry. So this is tick, tick. What is the third step? You take action.
The action.
So what's the action?
Fuel your car.
So fuel your car.
Check it. Then take off.
Service.
Washa.
Hey.
Bila lights utaona. Okay?
Yes.
So you start the journey. Now the moment you get here, you'll notice there's another road going there. Will you take this road?
Definitely not.
The question becomes definitely not. But the question is, why not?
It will not take you to Mombasa.
Okay. Because your plan tells you what?
I'm headed.
Your
This is not
destination should
Mombasa.
be
That's not within my
Yes.
plans. Yes.
So we are saying this is why most of the people don't achieve their dreams. Because they have no plan. They only have a goal. So if you don't have a plan and you get here, you might decide to go with this road because you don't know the steps you're supposed to take.
Okay.
But now if you turn this way, you can see potholes and say, ai, pia huko kuko hivyo, acha niendelee na hii. But once you get here and you see these lights and the smooth road, and you imagine umekuja ukibonda bonda kila mahali hivi, na ndio hii barabara smooth, what will you do?
You'll be tempted.
Be very tempted to use that.
100%. If you do not have a plan, what will you do?
Utaingia nayo.
Chapa
Utaingia.
kona.
And this is what most people do. It seems smooth to move with it, but where are you going? You get?
It's smooth, but where is it taking you?
Exactly. So watu wa shortcuts, I'm talking to you. Ndio hii. Right? So when you have a plan, it's very obvious. Hata kama mguu itavunjika axle ngonke hapo hivyo, utapigia fundi wako lale hapo, wakuja wa fix kesho, and then you're not going to move because you know this is the right path that is taking me where I want to go.
So no matter how dark it is, no matter how rough
Exactly.
it is, no matter how lonely it is,
Exactly.
that's the route that is taking you to your goal.
You know it's taking me there no matter what happens. Whether it snows, it rains, no matter what happens, you are not going to depart from this road. So in short, when you pick up a goal that you want to achieve, don't lie to yourself it's going to be a smooth path. So all these potholes and all these things are what I can call, what people call failures towards reaching a certain goal. It's the pain that you go through there. But then remember what I said, when you change the way you look at things,
The things you look at
change.
Yes.
So I told people to stop looking at pain in a negative perspective. The reason why you're going through that pain is because God is answering your prayers. He's telling you, my son, my daughter, you can't move the next step until I build something in you to be able to handle the next step.
So learn it
So
here.
this experience I'm bringing for you now, it's to teach you something.
Oh yeah.
So you have the option of complaining, of which if you complain, you're not going to see the message that is coming. But if you embrace that pain, if you learn, that's why they say learn from every experience. There's always a teaching around that. So bless it as it comes, call it your own. The faster you learn to do this, the quicker the answers come and you're able to see, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. So kama Axel ilianguka hapo utajua, hey, niliuziwa kitu mbaya na mtu fulani. I should never go back to that shop.
Yes.
You get?
Yes.
That's the way you go about it. You learn it, yeah? So eventually, so this movement, all this one, is now the action. You're taking the actions. So as you're going on, you're measuring up. You know the distance from here to here. So ukifika hapo unajua uko halfway. No matter how tempting this is, you know you're halfway through the road.
Let me ask a question.
Shoot.
With my jalopy, which is, I can't go more than 140. And then my lights are not doing so well. But I still know where I'm headed.
Yes.
Then the CEO comes, has this wonderful car. You know, his lights are good, his shocks are good, you know, everything, it's a perfect car. And he can go up to 280.
Yes.
Then he keeps overtaking me, hooting, you know,
Yes.
move, you know, keep left, you know.
Yes,
and I
yes.
start feeling very agitated because, I mean, this guy, man, look at that car. Look at the way he's driving so smoothly.
Thank you.
Then should I compete with him?
I go back to the same story you gave when we started.
Yes.
Why are you going outside? By you going outside, you're going to look at his car. Go from within. Within, it's your car. This is the match my car can take. Be proud of that. There's a reason why you have that and he has that. We are all created individually. That's what I talk about. Stop comparing yourself with the outside world. Quiet the outside world and go from within. You know? And I told you one of the rules we have for dreamers. In fact, the money rules, the first one is always count your blessings.
Yes.
So that car is a blessing. There's someone who doesn't even have a bicycle. All right? Why not comparing yourself with him? So be who you are from where you are. Understand yourself and don't try to compete or, you know, to measure yourself with other people. That car can move that fine. So long as I'm making baby steps,
Yes.
I'll get there. It reminds me of a story we used to be given when in primary school early about sungura and a race between a sungura and a tortoise.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. A
Right.
tortoise and
So stick in your lane. We talked about if you do not control your destiny, by default you'll be doing what? Others will control yours.
Yes.
so you'll always be getting into other people's destiny.
And you'll never arrive anywhere. Because where are you going?
So the answer is within myself. That jalopy is my jalopy.
Exactly.
Somehow it will take me to my goal.
It will reach you there no matter what happens.
And both of us will be at the same place.
Mtapatana huko. That's it.
Yeah.
My goodness. My goodness. Edith, now I take you back to when you were talking about some of the mistakes that you see us doing when we come to Metropolitan National Sacco. That all I want to think about is how to borrow, but I don't have a plan. So as my relationship manager, then what are some of the advices you can give to the viewers tonight on the steps they should take, especially going with what we have just seen tonight?
Well, when you come to us, you want to become a member. There's a membership form that you fill. Yeah. You have to save for the long term, for the medium term, and the short term goal. So you decide how much you need to save, and you indicate. And then there are different products. You'll have to wait. You enroll as a member, and then you start saving with us. And it takes a period of not less than 6 months. At least you must have saved with us for a long time, for a period of 6 months. I would like to take you back that, the way COVID has taught us that savings is a must. Yeah. So we encourage you to save more. Just like our CEO once said, you save before you spend.
Yes.
So the more you save, one day, you'll have a fallback plan when it comes to borrowing. Yeah, so those are the steps you take when you want to become a member.
Then you find, I want to use the shortcut he's talking about. By the time I'm coming to borrow, or rather I'm coming to become a member, I want to become a member. My goal, 99% of us, our goal is to borrow that money.
And also borrow others.
Yes.
It's not only your money,
but
you
other
also be
people.
borrowing other people's money.
So when you come and tell me, Mike, 6 months, you have to be with us for 6 months before now you start, before now you can start borrowing. And a lot of people don't have this time. They feel, I don't have this time. I want to take a shortcut. Let me take that route that looks, it's very smooth. It has street lights. It has everything. And usually that route is a Shylock.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna, the mobile lending apps, yes. It's going to mess you up. And then you'll be in a financial, that web, you can't come out. Yeah, you're in a financial mess. You try, there is no product that you can qualify for because, you didn't plan and you want pesa pap.
Yes.
No pain, no gain. You don't want to save, you don't want to wait. We are wired. We want it now. And that's how we end up being messed up. Yeah.
So your advice is use that route, use the long route,
Yes.
but it will take you to where you want to get.
Yes.
That issue of instant coffee, I want money now.
Yes.
I want money yesterday. It has taken us to all these apps.
Yes.
These phones have all these have all these apps.
and Mike, what I would like to share with you and also our viewers is, if you look at our parents, for instance, they were very focused. And I think back then is because there were no these mobile lending apps, the Shylocks. But nowadays, every other person is lending money. Even some of us in the financial industry or the financial space, we are using our own money to lend to other people.
Yes.
Simply because we have realized that there is a need that has to be met. So I think more of the financial mess that we get to see most of us in is because we are not focused. If you look at how much our mothers, our fathers were earning in the 80s, 70s,
Yes.
a teacher then, they used to earn less than even 1,000 shillings. And they could afford to save, they could afford to take care of their bills, they could even afford also to, build permanent houses. If you look at most of the villages, the modern houses that were put then, that were put up then, were actually put up by teachers. Again, looking at how much they were earning.
A very, very prestigious person.
Yes, and that explains the reason as to why, how did the whole concept of coming up with these investment vehicles called Saccos. They started with teachers, and they started all over the country. And they had a big dream, and even looking at, as of today, the most stable Saccos are those ones that were started by teachers back then. And members then, the teachers who became members, or who enrolled to become members then, they really benefited. And because they were very focused, they were very consistent in terms of savings. They were never persuaded by now what we are seeing here.
The nice,
yes,
smooth routes.
Because when I set my target is that in another 1 year, I want to have saved, say, the 1,000 shillings I'm earning in a month. So you could imagine when you're earning like around 600 bob, and you're saving almost 100 shillings every month. Because your target is to make sure that by the end of 1 year, you shall have saved at least 1,000 or 1,200. And with that, they were able to do, massive things. So my advice to our viewers and who are members and also potential members is that once, they focus on what they want to achieve, let them come to the office, we sit down, we agree on a plan, and then we see this is how we are going to go about actualizing or making this plan to work for you. Yes, and by that we shall avoid so much about
so
this.
a lot of all this, this road. Edith, someone here, Maggie Richard, is asking, how do I become a member?
Well, all you have to do, thank you so much, she's Maggie.
Yes.
All you have to do is we have our membership forms on our website, so you can download it, fill in the details, and then you provide a copy of your ID or passport, and then a copy of your payslip too, and passport photo. Yeah, and then you fill in the details, you can send it to us, or you can visit our branches.
There's one thing I've noticed when it comes to money. I really don't want to use the website. I want to come physically. I want to see this is where I took my money, and I can say I actually found this person here. Do you have branches around? If, for example, wherever she is, how? Yeah,
we have a countrywide reach and presence. We have branches spread throughout 8 branches spread throughout the Republic of Kenya. Our head office is along Koinange Street on Chai House. We have branches in Thika, Limuru, Kiambu, Kisumu, Nakuru, Bungoma, Kajiado. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And also, in
Thika.
addition to what Edith has shared with us here, we also want to create an option for conveniency. There is no risk when someone decides to join our Sacco. So the same way, you see one can be able to do so much using their phones. What you only need is your ID number. Then when you'll be coming maybe to apply for a facility is when now we require you to formalize the process, the registration process. So we'll be coming up with a simpler way, a more convenient way, where one can be able to enroll and become as a member, to become a member of the Sacco, and even start transacting at the convenience of wherever they are. So we'll be coming up with an app, probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks, and we start recruiting members.
Wow.
Not just here in Kenya, but even those Kenyans who are in the diaspora.
Yes. Even in diaspora.
Yes, they can become members and start saving with the Sacco. Yes.
I know we'll be taking more messages in just a while. Remember, our SMS is 0790 000 333, 0790 is our SMS line. You can also use the same to talk to us on WhatsApp. But there's something she actually talked about. She says, once you take that route and you end up going to the Shylocks, that's the easy, smooth road with a lot of lights and everything, you know, everything looks good.
Yeah.
Once you use that one, usually you end up with Shylocks.
Yeah.
You know, and Edith said that when you get there, then you get yourself into financial mess. Which takes me now to good borrowing and bad borrowing.
Yeah.
You know, and remember you even took us to how people are getting themselves blocked to take any money.
Yeah.
You know, their credit goes really, really down.
Yeah.
Please just take us through about the good borrowing and bad borrowing. How do I get myself into good borrowing? What is good borrowing? What is bad borrowing?
Yeah. Okay, Mike, before I go into that, I'd like just to emphasize something Bonasio and Edith have talked about. And this is something most people do not know. I want you to think about a bank. I felt this is important to share. And I want you to think about a Sacco. Now, assume you have a fixed account for both called X. Mm-hmm. So it can be $1 million. Let's say X is $1 million. Okay? So X here is equals to 1 million bob. All right? So you have this money fixed in a bank and you have another one fixed in a Sacco. Now let's assume you fixed it for 1 year. So you can't touch that money. Mm. And you don't want to touch it because of the penalties that come with you trying to withdraw outside the time frame you agreed. Mm. So the option these two can give you is you can borrow money against this fixed amount.
Yes.
Okay? Mm. Now pay attention to this. If you go to the bank, the maximum they'll give you is 80%.
Okay.
Okay? Mm. So that means here you'll be able to borrow
800
or 800,000. On the Sacco, if this is the kind of savings you have, you can borrow times 3 maximum.
So if you have 1 million,
so
you can go up to 3 million.
This can go to 3 million. See the difference? Mm. Which now brings the topic of borrowing. Because if you create a character of good borrower, then getting this money becomes very easy. If you move to Edith's office and you display that character of good borrowing, atakupatia pesa haraka sana. Okay? But of course, if you create, bad borrowing character to her, she doesn't want to lose. Remember, the money she's holding is from other members. So she wouldn't want to mess with that money. Okay? And now that brings the concept of borrowing. So when it comes to borrowing, we say there are 2 types of borrowers. So we have what we call good and what we call bad. And this all boils down to how we raise our children. It's as simple as that. Everything starts from that 7 years. Okay? I see a lot of parents these days complain about CBN.
Yeah.
And to me, it just tells me how out of touch we are with our children. Why are you complaining? Don't you want the best for them? Don't you want to play that active role in ensuring that they grow to be all-rounded?
Yes.
So why are you complaining when they're sent to you to work with them? Okay? It tells us a society that once you put your children in school, the school is supposed to do everything. But that's never going to work. So if you take time to look at parents who take that extra mile, they look at what school covers, and then they go on the extra mile and cover what the school doesn't cover, that is going to bring up a very well-rounded child. So the explanation for this one, I talked about, I want you to imagine yourself seated at the CEO's office. And we talked about these 4 people, A, B, C, and D. They come to borrow money to you and you know nothing about them. So imagine yourself, you're Mr. Benson, you're the CEO of Metropolitan National Sacco, and you have these 3 people who have come to borrow money from you. You know nothing about them. So you take the risk and you say, okay, let me give them. And the hope is they're going to return this money. So this is January and this is December for all the 4. Because you have no information that you can use to access or do your due diligence, you take the risk and say, let me give each and see what happens. So the idea is they're supposed to have paid that money by December. So the first one, we said, repays the amount around October. The second one pays exactly in December. The third one delays, let's say, to around June of next year. And this one actually ends up defaulting. Anaenda na pesa kabisa. All right? So you as Benson, which kind of customer would you want? If these 4 people are to come back to you after 10 years, who will you listen to in priority?
I think A and B.
A and B?
Yes.
Why? Why A first?
They demonstrated a good credit score.
Okay?
Yes. He actually had until December, but he did it earlier.
Exactly. So if you're Benson, you can take this full amount paid here and reinvest it at this point here. You can even throw it in the bonds to make more money, okay? So it works both ways. It empowers the person who is borrowing, who is A, and it also grows the Sacco business. So naturally, you will be attracted to this kind of characters. So here we are looking at the characters. B is also okay because he kept or she kept his or her word.
Yes.
However, C atakuletea shida because according to your projections, you're anticipating this money to come here so that you can do other things huku mbele. The fact that he's not fulfilled his obligation, it means then mumerudishwa nyuma as a Sacco. You need to figure out where the extra amount is going to come to fulfill this part. Huyu sasa hata tusiongee. Sawa. So in terms of borrowing, we call A and B good borrowers.
Good borrowers.
And C and D fall under bad borrowers. Okay? So what most people don't realize is from the moment you borrow, either any financial institution, whether it's a fintech, an app or anything, you move into a central place that watches your payment behavior. So as you're paying, Benson and his team are watching you. All of this. And eventually, after you finish, that report is sent into a central place referred to as
CRB.
Okay? So long time they only used to plug in people who are defaulting.
Okay.
So these days,
It's everyone.
There was a push for those who are good borrowers because why are you only displaying those who are on the negative? You should also display us so that other financial institutions can see our characters. So what happens is, if you have Sacco A, B, C, Bank A, Bank C, Bank D, you name it, all credit, types of credit. Even KPLC soon is coming in this.
They will start knowing who is a bad.
Because you can borrow electricity, can't you? M-Kopa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So endo katae kulipa uone.
Oh, my.
Hapa. And they're expanding it. So everything to do with trade and credit will be plugged into this. So once you're here, after 10 years you go borrow somewhere else, the first thing that all these financial institutions do, anytime you apply, first thing is they come here.
Oh.
Woe unto you if you are defaulted. That's when you defaulted and you try to get a loan from a mobile app, it quickly tells you no. Because it's automated to quickly go check what their name is listed here. All right? So we find young people messing themselves by taking loans. Like now, why would you go to Edith and say you want a loan and you have no plan about what you want to do with that loan.
Yeah.
You know, it proves the type of financial literacy level where you are. Okay? So people mess themselves a lot, yet this is the opportunity for you to use other people's money to make yourself wealthy.
Yes.
Because if you learn how to be a good borrower, imagine, Mike, I take 1 million from Benson and I pay it in October. Next year I take 3 million, I pay it in October. The third year I take 10 million, I pay in October. The fourth year ni hao watanipigia simu.
Na tuja kuona
uko salama.
Hey, you're so lost.
Tuko na milioni ya 50 hapa, alikuwa nafikiria sijui tupatie nani. We just checked on you. It's as simple as that. So that's what I'm saying. The secret of building wealth is focusing on cash flowing assets. So think about assets. Once you get one, borrow, put it in it. Let it generate income. Start paying it quickly. Be smart. Pay before the day you say it, so that you increase your name. Unaisukuma tu. Second time, do the same thing. Before you know it, every Sacco, every bank will be calling you.
They all want to give you something.
You write down the name of the bank or the Sacco and the name of the person. Ambia skule, tataka ndakuja. Because your focus is not money. Your focus is cash flowing assets. So imagine you have 6 calls from different financial institutions offering to give you money. Your focus is just on assets. So the moment you come up with an idea of a good asset, now you go back to your book. Nilipigiwa na nani, you call the first person. Yeah, I think I'm ready for the loan now. You see, when you're going for that loan, it's clear you have a plan out of that idea. So that's the difference between good and borrowing. So the problem with our society is we've been brought up to be consumers. We consume so much, hata saa zile una bado wata consume. So we start developing a culture of borrowing from friends here and there. And then you don't pay. It becomes now something you do naturally. Hata ukipewa irudi. Hivyo hivyo. Now, because of lack of our education system not covering these things, you find our university and tertiary students wanaingia, and the first thing is what? HELB inapeana pesa. Even those who do not really need the money from HELB, they apply.
The first thing you think about is, let me borrow.
Yes.
You've been programmed to consume. Na una pesa. Alasa hapa nimeingia university na kuna venye nikijaza ka form itatoka. Hiyo ni form. That's the mentality.
Yes.
So they pick it, hiyo pesa inaendaga wapi? Sherehe yote.
With this CRB,
Yes.
good borrowers, bad borrowers, and we a lot of people, especially the young people, don't understand what this does to their when they are applying for jobs and everything else.
Yeah.
Like for example, you'll have a lot of people coming to apply for jobs.
Yes.
A lot of people who want to come and start working with you in the institution.
Yes.
So how do you relate the CRB to connecting them if you'd like to employ them?
You see, the problem is, one, this is Metropolitan is a financial institution, so integrity is a major requirement, is a key focus, especially when we are recruiting. The minute you are in CRB, you have been listed there negatively. That information will
Because you
there.
said
Yes.
There are those who are there positively, and there are those who are there
Negatively.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So you have been listed there negatively, then it means you are not good in handling money. And that record, even if you cleared that record at some point, I mean, you cleared the obligation at some point, the record will remain there for 7 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they will not just chomoa me and
Yes.
we are good to go.
So if you attend my interview, how will you convince me that you'll be able to take care of other people's money when I can see you could not take care of your own money? Yes.
A lot of guys found themselves here
Yes.
in this CRB. In fact, I was having a chat with a gentleman who should be very shocked now that your records are there for the next 7 years. And he told me, ukipatana mwanaume hayuko kwa CRB in this Nairobi. Uozi mwanaume. And you see, it happened because of COVID.
Yes.
It put a lot of people into financial mess. So then, how does one clear themselves from such kind of quagmire?
Definitely what will be required of you is you go and clear with that institution that listed you negatively. Unfortunately, the record will still remain there, but at least you'll get a clearance certificate that you have already now settled that obligation with that institution.
So what you do in addition to that, once you clear, when you get that clearance letter, so if it's a job you're applying, you also explain, you know, this is what happened, I found myself in CRB, I've done X and Y, Z, I've cleared, now I'm just waiting for my name to be. So if you find institutions that have an open mind, they'll be able to understand and consider you. Yeah.
So the good borrower, the bad borrower. So from the mentality where we only know how to consume, what would you say about, because we have a producer and a consumer.
Yeah.
A lot of us are consumers.
Yes, yes.
So how do we change our mentality from being a consumer to a producer, to seeing opportunities where other people want to consume?
Mike, now what you're trying to ask me to do right now is start teaching entrepreneurship.
Just a little, just start it a little.
But I'll give you a hint, okay? Because we are so programmed, I want to share with you there are 4 ways of how you can come up with business ideas or production using your word, yeah? And these 4 are listed as follows. The first one is copy and paste. Okay? The second one is using your skills or talent. The third one is fulfilling needs or wants. And I'll give you examples of each. Then the fourth one is, let's say, complaints. I like calling it complaints. Now, if you want to be wealthy, if you want ideas that will generate wealth for you, this is where you're supposed to focus. But let's start from here.
Copy and paste.
Yes. Now, this is what we are very good at in Kenya. Unakumbuka M-Pesa vile litoka?
All
Agent.
of us had an agency somewhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Quail business.
Oh my.
You name it. So we follow the wind. So long as we hear people making money, all of us dash there. Lack of knowledge. So if you go through the rules I talked about investment, you'll see. This is where most Kenyans are. And you see the problem with this, I can't blame them, I can't blame us. It's our education system, it's teaching us what? To think, not how. Because when you think how, you think outside the norm. What all of us are structured there to think like that. So I feel sorry for most people who are retiring, because at that time, they basically have no experience or the right knowledge of running entrepreneurship. So they're always finding themselves looking around. You find people coming to you asking for advice. What can I do? I'm just about to retire. You told me your friend bado anasema kona 3 million inangojea. I guarantee in the last 1 year atakuja kwako. Mike, now this time imefika sasa. What should I do? You get?
Yes.
Now here, I'm very happy these days we can start demonstrating this through our young ones, music. And it's really paying them very well.
Skills and talent, yes.
In your area, these days we're getting people in the media, you can just tell this is passion, you get?
Yes.
But if you come now to areas like drawings, football, because we've not created structures that can actually propel these skills to get to this point, all right? And I like giving an example of skill and talent here. Let's compare someone like Whitney Houston and Beyonce. Actually, to me, Whitney had better voice than Beyonce. But look at the end result. Whitney died of drugs. She wasn't able to tap into the talent or the skill to build an empire for herself.
So she was just killed, but she did not become an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right? You can also look at an example of someone like Mike Tyson and Jordan.
Yes.
They were both skilled, but look where Jordan is today. You know, Nike was telling him we'll be paying you, and they kept paying him a lot when he was at his peak.
Yes.
But somehow, someone, or he managed to figure out, no. I need to create a way of how this talent, I can convert it to be giving me money perpetually.
Yes.
So you want to advertise Nikes with my skills, we are going to partner and create Air Jordan.
So I'm not just a brand carrier,
Yes.
but I become
A partner.
partner in that brand.
And in each shoe you sell, you'll be giving me royalties perpetually, as long as you're creating Air Jordan. So he can sleep mpaka siku yake ya mwisho, and millions of dollars will just be rolling in. Come back to Kenya. We have marathon runners, athletics, boxers. Where are they today? We leave that. That's why I'm telling you, you're taking me to entrepreneurship, which is the whole thing.
Yes.
Now, needs and want is where you think about the key things. You know, you need shelter. So real estate, a lot of people are here. Food, agriculture, people are here. Now, this is where the secret is. So the idea is start training your mind to listening to people's complaints. The problem why so many people cannot listen to other people's complaints is because they contribute towards them. So nikuja nipate meka watatu mnazungumzia mtu pia mimi naongeza. I just fuel.
Just join the discussion.
Exactly, huh?
Leave your comments here.
Exactly. So what you do is start paying attention. So the more people complain, that's a very good idea. Because it means if you come up with a solution, all these complaints become your customer. And no one else is thinking about the solution apart from you. So this is how you start training your mind on how to think. So you move from here to here. And of course, starting it will be very difficult because you've been programmed to be joining that kuongeza kuni huko. So like now what I teach my kids or students in our classes, we tell them, every day write one complaint you had. So you find the first 1 week, hata wamesahau. No, you push them, then they start. After a month, it now becomes something they're always watching out, they're always paying attention. And what that does is start moving them out of the crowd. So they start looking forward to where people are complaining. I mean, think about Uber. I remember my dad used to call me. He would tell me, endo kantafutie taxi. And I had to walk like about 1 kilometer to look for a taxi. Sometimes I get there, they're not there. Yeah, amechelewa kwenda airport. So I come back, I tell him, he saw the number of times even used to miss his flights.
Because there are no taxis.
And you'll make noise at me, then sometimes I'll come with the cab driver, my dad goes back to sleep, najua ameonjanja kidogo, analala. Everyone is just complaining. But someone sat down and said, wait, how can I bring these two people together? That's the logic behind that. The days of telephone booth. Unapanga laini, unaongea na mtu, coins zimeisha. Unaanza gongea ukando. Mobile phone. So if you look at the billionaires we are talking about today, this is what their focus.
Their focus is complaints.
Yes. Look at Jeff Bezos, the things he's addressing. Sasa si huku Afrika bado tuko huku tu. And that's why today we don't have even one African country even testing a vaccine. We're just waiting for others to do it for us.
Copy and paste.
Copy paste.
Copy and paste.
But if we teach our children to grow up with this, we will create our own vaccines. Yes.
So teach yourself to listen to complaints.
Exactly.
Because that's where the opportunity is.
Exactly.
My goodness. Then here we are with all the products that you have.
Yeah.
I have the money, I've listened to the complaints, I've created something. I want to come now and, just focus on what to do. What are some of the products that I would get from Metropolitan National Sacco?
Well, we do have salary accounts whereby you can channel your salary through our FOSA, or front office service activity, operates like a banking hall. So you can channel your salary where we have zero charges. We do not charge any amount to process your salary, and then you can benefit from the the FOSA loans and the salary advances. So that is one of the products we have.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask, I mean, salary account. Why do I need it? Because you told us all of us are going into this current account. My money can go to that current account, current account, current account. So when I come for salary account, I'm Metropolitan.
Yes.
Why do I need it? What are some of the good things that will make me come and get a salary account with you?
Okay. That's a good question. Thank you, Mike. I think where to start is who are eligible to become members. As a salaried person, you can become a member of the Sacco. If you're running a business, as a small business, you're eligible to become a member. If you're running a big business, like we saw in that cash flow Quadrant, a big business that has even structures in place, you can become a member. If you're in groups, chamas, again you become a member. And we also have accounts for our young ones, which we call the FOSA
Junior.
The FOSA Junior accounts. So all these accounts, they have been provided so that they can take care of those diverse needs. So if it's for a salary account, we have the specific features for the salary account. One, we have members who would want their salary to be channeled through the Sacco. And the benefits and the advantages are several, and they're just good ones, attractive ones. We don't charge anything to process those salaries. Those accounts don't attract any account maintenance fees, nor ledger fees. Yeah, and then you can get now to access products that are tied to the fact that you're processing your salary. The other good thing is that if we have a good arrangement with the employer, for example, like the way we have seen some of the county governments delaying salaries for their employees, we can make arrangements because you have a history with us. We can make arrangement and avail that salary, and we can reimburse ourselves when you receive your money from your employer.
Yes.
Those are some of the benefits. Again, if you maintain a certain amount in terms of the minimum balance, you get to earn interest on whatever savings that will be there. In a current account, you won't earn interest. Current account, they don't earn interest. So again, if you're running a business, we have the current account there for you. Again, features that you can be able to access and even operate at the account with zero balance. Very minimal account operating charges. You also get to give you a checkbook. You can do deposits. You can do withdrawals.
Mobile banking.
Everything.
Okay.
At your convenience, be it at home. You can come deposit over the counter. You can deposit through the mobile banking. If it's for the FOSA Junior account again.
I mean, it sounds to me like you have turned around the whole aspect of SACCOs.
Exactly.
Because we usually used to hear that with banks.
Yes.
So now you have turned it around. It's like I'm listening to a whole bank, not a SACCO.
For example, did you know we have ATM cards? And our members have been accessing ATM services in all Visa branded ATMs. Wow. And also using the core bank network.
Yes.
At the normal cost, not at any extra cost.
At the normal cost?
The normal cost. So you can imagine, besides our 8 branches and about 13 service centers, our members are also able to access services using the cooperative bank branch network as well as the ATM network. Yes. So ideally what I'm trying to say is that SACCOs have re-engineered themselves, and any service that you get in wherever you bank, you would actually get even get better services from Metropolitan National Sacco. So actually what we are saying is that by the time we are through with this show, I expect that you move your business from core bank.
Yes.
Yes. For sure.
And I have somebody here. It's
Yes.
called Gitao Kabiru. Thank you very much for staying with us. It says, Mike Njenga, I'm really grateful that this series, the series came when I'm 23 years. I'm on my 23rd year in life. And he says, I have learned so much from you guys that I could have never learned, or I could have learned after messing up more than I already have. Wow. And says, thank you so much, guys, for this series. Metropolitan National Sacco Limited, I'm coming.
Thank you.
So you have one person there
Thank you.
Thank you, Guitar.
who is on the way. So I'm sure this is a person you need to be looking for.
Oh, yes.
But talk to me a little bit. Kive spoke to us about how we go and open accounts for our children, but they've got no idea what those accounts are. By the way, they it reaches a point they're 18, and that's when they're like, oh, somebody had opened up an account for me. I mean, the Forza Junior account, Benson has spoken about it a little. Talk to us. What are the benefits of this Forza Junior account? Why, as a parent, should I be opening this account for my children?
Well, it is to inculcate a saving culture in them while they're still young. So by the time they are 18, they just pick up. Yes.
So do you take them through, like the parents and the children? Because he told us it's futile for us to just come and open an account where my child is not involved. As when I come to you, and there I am with Edith, and I'm here with my son, Jubal, what do you take me through?
Yeah, we take you through the benefits of savings, of opening the account with us. Yeah. The minute that money hits the account, it just doesn't stay there. It earns you some interest.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's not just an account.
No, it's not just an account.
It's earning something of
Yes,
me.
it does.
Yes.
Might take it like this. I have a 15-year-old daughter whom I have already opened a Forza Junior account. So, and she's already aware that the account is there. So I'm expecting that by the time she's now hitting 18 years, what I'll do is now to transfer that account, and now she starts operating the account on her own. You see, most of us, we came to know the idea of savings with Saccos probably when we are around 30 and even beyond. But you can imagine had we been exposed and the idea sold to us that you can start saving as early as when you're 18, then you can imagine that person when he's attaining the age of around 23, 25, that is when they are done with their university degrees. They already have in their mind, they are already aligned to the culture of savings. They have already been introduced to the habit of savings. So, and ideally, that's how even Sacco started. So we would want to carry on with that culture, even with our young ones, because again, Saccos have not been very popular with, especially the youth, because the youth, the fact that you are required to save a certain amount of money so that you can borrow a factor of, say, 3 times or 4 times of what you have saved. You know, they look at it, I'm borrowing 300,000 and I've saved 100,000. And when I go to the bank, I'll just borrow the 300,000 with no savings.
Yes.
Yeah, no savings, no guarantors. But again, the way the model is structured is so convenient because again, it's you take care of me, I also take care of you.
Yes.
That's how the Saccos operate. And when we started, I informed our viewers that the main intention is not for the Saccos to make profit, but to empower each and every one of us. That was the the power and the reason behind forming Saccos, and that's why you see right now, even looking at what Saccos are contributing towards the growth of our economy, it's quite substantial. It's actually in excess of 40% of our national GDP. So Saccos will actually be the future vehicles that will even make our country to be stronger. So we need to introduce our youth to become members of the Sacco. Yes.
And thank you very much to all of you who are writing to us. 0790000333. Asante sana. I see Festus Tioko says, watching keenly. Thank you very much, Festus. Sylvester Ngutu, watching and wowed. Thank you. That's what Metro Business Cafe is all about, changing mindsets. And I'm also seeing Rachel Kamau, Bidan Wanjiko, and Angela Otoma. You are all watching. Thank you very much. Our number one fan, who is from the diaspora, Priscilla, is also watching. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. I really do appreciate it. This question comes to you. How does Metropolitan Sacco come in supporting one to achieve his or her goal? And then this is Agnes. Agnes says, please, what products do you have for ladies?
Wow.
So how does Metropolitan Sacco come in supporting one to achieve his her goal? And then again, you can tell us, are you planning to have anything for ladies?
For sure, that's a challenge to us. The CEO is here, and very soon I believe we'll have a product for ladies. And how she'll benefit from the Sacco when she joins, we can, like I said when we started, we offer, I do offer, as a relationship manager, I offer personalized advice, something that suits you. Yeah, so we can always get the contacts, they come, so that she can have a saving plan with us, and then she tells us what she's passionate about, and then you can offer guidance from there. Yeah.
And I think the reason why she's asking this, a lot of chamas are with the ladies.
Yes.
The three men here, we can attest and tell you for sure, if we started a chama today, within the next 4 months, tutakuwa tunagawana hiyo do. So we'll be saying, please put the money on the table. Let's get all our money back. And I've noticed you have the Habu investment account.
Yes.
Who needs to come into this the Habu? Why the Habu investment account? Why do I need to come and invest in it?
I think I'll talk about the feature. With the Habu investment account, you do earn interest upfront. For example, you have 1 million shillings as an individual, as a corporate, as a chama, or a welfare group. You come, you deposit in our accounts. It earns you interest upfront. Yeah.
So if I come with 1 million,
yes,
you first of all give me the interest now.
Yes.
As you're working out with my money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've also seen corporates, chamas. How do you deal when it comes to especially chamas?
Chamas, one, I confirmed that they're eligible members of the Sacco. And definitely what we require from them is, I had earlier shared with the members that our viewers that there is no risk when we receive money, so long as this is genuine money. So we welcome them to become members, and what they'll be required is only to go through the normal registration process, which we can take them. And actually what we have done in the past is that through our relationship department, if we identify that there are this group and this group and this group that requires our service, or maybe they would require a bit of information from our end, we'll send one of us to go and sit down with the chama members, and all the information that they require will be provided, including even taking them through the entire registration process. So at the point when, because we also lend to chamas, and we have supported quite a number, that's when we require a bit of documents here and there, and the usual documents. And previously we have been on lending 4 times of their savings. And again, you see, what I've seen with most of the group members and chamas is that before they actually decide to come and take a facility with us or any other financial institution for that matter, it takes a bit of time. There's a lot of back and forth. So during that time, before they can actually make the decision, they can enjoy any of our savings products, be it at the Habu, where we, like my colleague has confirmed, where we will give you the interest upfront, and then we are left with the money, invest in it, and generating that interest that we have paid you in advance. Fixed deposit, we pay you the interest upon expiry of the period that we have agreed with you. The other savings products where we'll get, a small amount in terms of interest, especially like what I had earlier informed our viewers about the call deposits. So there's a wide range of products and services that can be enjoyed by chamas.
I need to ask a question though.
Yes.
So when I come and I get into the hub,
Yes.
The hub account, and I get my interest
Yes.
upfront, does that mean that's it? If I give you $1 million, then I'll come later, or can I keep on? Can I keep on adding money? Can I keep on? As a chama, we have money every end month.
Our let me use the word term deposits. That's the general term that is used in the industry. And term deposits refers to like now the fixed deposit. Even the hub deposit is a fixed deposit account.
Oh, okay.
It's only that it's a hybrid fixed deposit account. And what informed us to come up with this particular product, we had quite a number of members, and they still come to us and push for, why do I have to wait for a whole 2-3 months to get my interest? Why can't you guys give me the interest amount? I go and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and then I leave you with the principal amount. When that time expires, then I can come for the principal, or I can give you further instructions as to whether you'll do a rollover or whether you'll give me back my money. This kind of advice and directives. Then for the term deposits, I informed you, for the call deposit, I informed you, you have some money, you need this money probably after 15 days from today. So you come and request the office, you guys, can you put this money in an account that will earn me interest of so much, which again is negotiable, ranging from between 7 to around 9%, depending on the amount and the number of days, such that when that time, when you're not sure about the duration within which you would want to give us the money, then that money will earn you interest. The only difference between those 3 accounts is that fixed deposit, you earn interest upon expiry of the agreed period.
Yes.
The hub, which is a hybrid, the fixed deposit, you earn the interest.
It's immediate.
Upfront.
Yes.
The call deposit, again, you earn the interest upon when you'll demand your money, but the interest rate that you're going to give you will be slightly lower than what we shall give you, or will give you, if it's a fixed or a hub deposit account. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a point where I'd want us to go back. Tonight we're giving people nuggets of wisdom from here and there, from all the episodes that we've had. And I'd like you to take us back to, stop chasing the cat, attract the cat. And by the way, so many people are online tonight. We have Monica, June, keenly following, Asante Sana, Kibunga Hana, really do appreciate. Grace Minor, Felicity Wanjiro, thank you, really do appreciate. And we have Joseph Kimamo as Obama Cosmos, who are all watching us tonight. Thank you very much, really do appreciate. This is the Metro Business Cafe. You cannot hear these things anywhere else. It's only on Metro Business Cafe. You told us stop chasing the cat.
Yes.
Take us to that particular topic. I know tonight we're just taking
that's fine. That is fine. All right. The idea behind chasing a cat, it sounds quite funny to a lot of people when I talk about it, but it's precisely how we live. Okay?
Yes.
And the concept of it is about understanding what we are calling the cash flow quadrant. So the cash flow quadrant speaks to us about the 4 or the only 4 ways of earning money genuinely. All right? So this is the first quadrant, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the 4th. So the first way, we call it E, which stands for employee. The second one is called S for small business or sole proprietorship. Third stands for B, which is big business. And the last one is I for investments. Okay? So if you want to make money genuinely, these are the 4 possible scenarios that you have. Now, what you want to understand when you're thinking about financial freedom is there's a very big difference between the people who are seated on the left side and those who are seated on the right side. Now, one of the big differences is these people on the left on a daily basis end up chasing a cart. Okay?
They're employed in the small business.
Yes. So the question is, if you decide to chase a cart literally, just think about what will happen to you. What are the chances you'll catch that cart?
Very slim.
And at the end of the day, how will you feel?
You're exhausted.
This is precisely what happens to these guys. When I'm talking about that exhaustion, I'm looking at the people who are about to retire, those who just retired. You speak to them and you see, even in their body language, all these years, it's like they're looking back and asking themselves, what have I been doing? Okay? And that's why that's why I brought up this concept of chasing a cart, so that people can really see. If you cannot conceptualize what these guys are telling us once they retire, then think about that cart. Every morning, it's interesting when you're driving in the morning. Have you ever noticed couples don't speak to each other?
Oh yeah, they're very quiet.
Wakisalimiana ni mtu amepewa lift. Si ndio?
No comments.
It's a pointer towards how exhaustion this side is. All right? So you ask yourself, why do you work? This is a question people do not ask themselves. Why am I working? What's the end goal of me working? And people have a vague idea, so when I retire, I have money. All right? And remember, when you're not clear, then the mind will do what? Goes to the default set. So the default set is so many vijana. That's why you're here. Right? So if you really want to make money, then you ask yourself, should I be chasing this cart or should I find ways of attracting this cart to where I am? And naturally realize, by the way, why should I use so much energy chasing this thing up and down when I can buy milk, fish, put it down here and call it, and it will come where I am and I can pick it. So that's what the people on the right hand side understand. So the left chase the cart, on the right side they attract the cart.
Yes.
So subtract the cart with money, that's what we're saying. So these people work for money, these people, money works for them.
You have your big business, you have investment.
Exactly.
So money is working for you.
Exactly. They're not working for money. Money is working for them. That's the big difference. So if you do not understand this, and that's why I talked about having the right knowledge. When you talk about knowledge, you can have the right knowledge, you can have the wrong knowledge, or misleading knowledge. All right? So the problem is, if you have a misleading or a wrong knowledge, and you do not know it's wrong, you'll keep repeating that thing because in your mind you believe is the right way to go about it. And that's why when you speak to the retired people in our research, they're telling us you need to change how you're doing your things. Which brings the concept of how we defined insanity based on Albert.
Yes.
All right? So that's the basic explanation. And so at the end of it, we said, it's okay to start from here or to start from where you are. Okay, we can't use the past to blame it, but from now going forward, you are the decision maker of your life. You are the driver of your life. Come up with a plan. In the next 1 year or 2 years, make sure you have one leg on this side and another one here. That's the starting point. And that's what you're saying, Doi Mombasa. Si uko hapa. So we'll go back to the explanation. So this is Mombasa. So come up with a goal. So your goal is, in the next 1 year, I must have one foot, either in big business or investments.
Yes.
Then you ask yourself, now how do I get there? So you come up with a plan. I don't think I'll be able to do this as an employee, but this is something I can do.
Yes.
So your target becomes these two. So investments, what can I do? So you start researching and coming up, I think I can try this, fine. Once you get that, take the action. And that's why we talked about do not save after spending. Do it the other way around. First, save, then spend. So when you're saving, make sure you save towards a very clear goal that you want. When you do that, you'll get this fulfilling in you in a way that hata watu wa kando wakwambiaga twende mahali fulani tufanye hivi kama tell ulimiss, you'll just be smiling inside.
Because you know. Yes.
In that 1 year, hata mimi ndo nakaona wanunulia nikitaka. Okay? So you won't have that missing out on something. The reason why people feel they're missing out and they jump on that is because they're not clear of what they want. So that's about chasing the cat and attracting.
My goodness,
Yes.
my goodness. I'm told we have to start winding up tonight. And to the viewers at home, who are thinking, my goodness, we needed to hear this. We needed to, continue with this. I'm sure we'll be giving these nuggets over and over as we move on. To the person who would like to come and join up, and to the person who is thinking, am I too late? What's your word for them tonight?
First, I would like to thank our viewers for having been with us for the last, I think, 2.5 months.
Yes.
Since we started. And I believe it has been quite an interesting journey.
It's been a journey.
We have shared quite important insights. And it's also my prayer that we have been able to achieve what we were meant to achieve, and that's working towards financial freedom, or especially for our viewers, for our members, for potential members. And I think what we need to do from here now going forward is to move this engagement to another level.
Yes.
That's what we need to. And what I would like to assure all our viewers, all those people that have been with us since we started this journey, is that we are ready, we are very much willing to work with them, to share more insights. We shall give them a listening ear. What Andrew has taught us here again today is that we should always strive to offer solutions.
Yes.
And I would like to confirm that we are ready to do that, and we are looking forward to having more interesting moments.
Yes.
Yeah, as we walk the journey towards the entire financial freedom. Yes, roadmap.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Really do appreciate it.
Once again, thank you.
Really, really do appreciate it. It's been quite a wonderful journey from day one, all the things we have been going through, and the learning. Edith, I know you've been following us.
Yes.
I know you've been following us.
Yes.
And I don't know, to those people who would want to come and become, part and parcel of Metropolitan National Sacco. I know, because I'm part and parcel, I've already started now getting myself very close.
Oh, yeah?
I know it's a well-knit family.
Yes.
How does one become part of this family?
All you have to do is to walk in any of our branches and, enroll or register as a member. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate. Kive, we started with changing our mindset, and we went on and on and on. We spoke about don't chase the cat. We've talked about so many things on this show. Some of them I go and start recapping. And it's a new experience for me every time we're doing this. Your word to our viewer tonight, even as we wrap up.
All right. So I go back to the scriptures where it says, my people perish due to lack of knowledge. So I'd like to add the word right knowledge there. I'm happy I've been able to share with viewers my insights, given my experiences. And if there's anyone who'd like to engage us more in terms of more knowledge, they're free to go to our websites and give us a call, either their knowledge or their children's knowledge. And finally, what I'd like to say, and this is something I want you to think about as you proceed on, and I wish you success, is that you were born alone. And on the last day you live alone. What does that tell you between these 2 points? Think about that. Thank you.
My goodness. A lot of people asking, how do we get to see you? Somebody would want to ask a question. Maybe they are on the Quadrant and they're thinking from employment to investment. How do I get to get to this? How can people get to you?
Simply put, just go to Dreamers Club Africa website. At the top right of our website, there's a number there. Just call those numbers.
Yes.
You'll get hold of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Really, really do appreciate. Yeah. It's been such a wonderful journey. It's been a mind-changing journey. I've not just been a moderator here. I've also been a student in a wonderful, wonderful class. Benson Mwangi, CEO, Metropolitan National Sacco, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You have really taken this to the next level. And one thing I'm proud about is your members must be very pampered. I mean, all this just because of your members. Yes. I mean, thank you. Thank you. So much. Thank you. Really do appreciate. Thank you so much, Edith Ogembo. Really do appreciate. And I'm sure we'll be getting to hear more. Really, really, really do appreciate. Andrew Kive, oh my goodness, it's been a great journey.
Thank you.
Thank you for changing our mindset. Thank you for showing us life in a very different way. And one thing that we carry is that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh my, thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I see so many people who are online. Moses Morage, thank you. And by the way, you need to come with all your team. I think he's somebody I know. He's online watching. You need to come with your team and go through these teachings, man. They're just wonderful. We've been going through a wonderful time. Eustace Kyongo, thank you very much. You say good job. Susan Gitao, and I'm sure this is one is watching us from the US. Thank you so much. Leah Kongo, we really do appreciate. Ruth Martin, thank you very much. Richard, Maggie Richard, thank you so much. Miriam and Stephen, thank you. Florence Mushai, and so many others who are watching us online. Jojo Chieng, we have Lillian, Edwin, Freddie Cheriot, Bernadette Matheka. Thank you very much. It's one of those moments which is called hot and sweet moments, where where you don't know how to end a show, you don't know how to end a season. But all I can say is that whatever you do, purpose to do it the best way you can. Whatever you do, purpose to change your mindset on what you do. And remember, you have to start looking at things from a different perspective. We have been told here, and that's the reason why we had this show on Metro Business Cafe, that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will start changing. That problem you're seeing, that problem you're facing, start looking at it from a very different perspective, and the problem will change. Another thing, start listening to complaints, because that is where your business is. You're there to be an answer to other people's problems. That's where you begin. My name is Michael Njenga. It's been a pleasure being your host and being here on Metro Business Cafe. Good night and God bless.